It's Alt 105.7, Cowboy Mike Jones here at Music Midtown with Kyle, with Eric. It's Portugal, the man. Hello, boys.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
We're here in their bus, which is nice because 7 months ago, you guys had a bit of a torch fire going with the bus, so this is great to see. We're 7 months accident-free with Portugal, the man now.
I'm gonna knock on fake wood on that one, but yeah, that was the coldest tour of my life. It's a very hot day today, but in that run, it was a run that we started at the beginning of February in central Canada. So we're doing like Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Kamloops, all the hot spots. We basically didn't see a temperature above 0 degrees for 2 weeks straight. The first day that we did see that was kind of warm, the bus finally kind of like relaxed and like we went out shopping. I came back from antiquing with some records in my lap and just saw a plume of smoke off in the background. And yeah, our bus burst into flames.
I was always wondering what happened. So it was a mechanical failure on the bus then.
It was the first time that the heater was able to turn off in like 2 weeks. And yeah, it was just like, they're gas-fed heat systems. So it was seriously like a butane. It was like a crack torch.
It was
coming up from the ceiling.
super serious. But what was really funny to me is I'm sitting upstairs, right? And somebody's like, hey, I think your bus is on fire. And I was like, what? Like, your bus is on fire.
What'd you say? What?
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my God, the bus is on fire. So we all run down there. Like, look at me. I run down. Like, what am I gonna do? what was my game? Like, I was running down like I was gonna save the day. And then I got there. I was like, oh yeah, it's on fire. Like, but I was worried. I mean, that nobody was sleeping because people go. They wake up so early to load. They go take naps. So that was just make sure nobody's on the bus.
Yeah, absolutely. I did love seeing that. Not the bus being on fire, but
it was great. I mean,
it was hilarious because there are pictures of all of you guys at certain points. People are on the street looking at this. You're all just strolling by like, oh, we got a gig to play tonight. Let's go in. So it's like totally casual bus fire. It couldn't have been better.
Show must go on. The old saying.
Our crew is psycho too. Like there was so many guys running back in. Like, I left my pair of shoes on there. Get off the burning bus.
Yeah.
Get out of here. People running towards the flames.
If that was our bus, I'd be like, my jars of weeds are all in the I gotta get them.
It's like, dude, leave your $30 vans. Get the important things off of there. Good Lord. Very excited for a couple weeks. We got a new song coming out with you guys, and I want to talk about your new music down the road too. But Tom Morello and Portugal, the man, like, that's badass. Can we talk about the song?
I can just talk about Tom Morello all day. Like, that is the baddest dude in rock and roll. Just growing up, like I had 4 or 5 VHS tapes to my name, and one of them was the Battle for Los Angeles, and he's my hero, he's my idol, he's everything that I want to be on a stage, and I'm nowhere close. He's the baddest dude in the world.
Rage Against the Machine was a very big influence for our band, and not musically, just like the politics, the ideas, the integrity, and like whenever I hear new music and stuff, like I'm always like curious about when it came out. Like were these guys influencing the people that I liked, or were they influenced by them? Tom Morello is one of those guys that he influenced. Such a just the opportunity, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But John sang on the song, and it's awesome, and like listening to the record, and when people have been doing stuff so long, it's hard to continually put out good work. So it made me feel just really happy as a fan to like hear that the songs are awesome, and like he's just the coolest guy.
Well, I heard the song. I heard that song. I got to hear Marcus Mumford's song as well. Who else is on there? Big Boy and RZA and Killer Mike. I mean, Tom went all around. He got some friends on that one.
He's always done that because certain people that aren't frontmen necessarily or like guitar players, they know that, and they've always worked with the best ones. So, like, why try to go over and do this thing he's doing what he has always done the best. And that's
Absolutely.
Why he's great at it,
I mean, not to age us too much, but, like, I remember in the 90s, like, I got my first wah pedal, and Zach and I used to play in, like, a crummy punk band in his mom's basement. And I remember, like, I was the first kid on the block with a crybaby, so I could kind of play Bulls on Parade. Nice. Like, it's a full circle thing, man. It's like, it's a very, very surreal, very cool moment to see our name up there with his. That's badass.
And by the way, Eric, I did want to ask, that Battle of Los Angeles tape, was that the one? I think I had the same one. Did it come with the Ghost of Tom Joad CD?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the Free Leonard Peltier video, and yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That was, dude, I wish bands would make things like that again. And you know what? That was just something that all of my friends had, and it was like, yeah, Rage Against the Machine is it. So, that's cool that you guys are keeping that spirit going for sure.
Let's bring back that enhanced CD thing where you pop it in and then you can take a little tour of the studio and
You got to reverse it, the negative track. Remember that?
Yes, or the hidden. Nobody does the hidden track anymore.
No.
That could be a thing for you guys for the next album. 68 tracks later, here we are.
Hey, it's hard enough to
Bring
get
it
people
back.
to. It's hard enough these days to get people to listen to the unhidden tracks.
yeah.
You don't know. We got a bunch of songs you don't can't even
The
find.
world needs some more deep album cuts right now. That's what we're going for.
Why do I have 87 things on my iTunes and all these tracks are 0. I don't understand it. I can't get it. What do you guys have on the horizon then? Since we're talking about music, you got a couple more weeks and then going home to do your shows in Alaska. After that, though, music time, making your own stuff.
They tell us, the whole thing with this whole being in a band situation is you got to make records every now and then, and that's the sustainability. We're booked with studio time the entire time that we're home. From basically all of October, we're booked out doing pre-production, working with some ideas, working with our boy Paul Williams.
And we did stuff already in between. We don't stop. We're workaholics, When you get going, it's easy to add stuff. When you stop, it's hard to get that ball moving.
Man, if you have the best idea and you're in a green room, technology's small now. We all got mics, we got laptops, we got M boxes. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
There was a time where we were on tour in Swiss, German Swiss. We're in Winterthur. You remember that piano that they had back there? That kind of out of tune upright parlor piano?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a random thing in a weird green room high in the mountains of Switzerland. Where we're like, dude, that piano sounds amazing. Throw a couple of mics on it, get a laptop out, start coming up with ideas.
That could be on the next huge song.
I hope.
I find a lot, when we go in the studios, it's cool for me to find old gear and analog gear and stuff. And I've been talking about this a lot because when people go in to record records, I don't even know if this is relevant what we're talking about, but it is because we're going to record a record. When you have 100 tracks and you can change all of your plugins and make every decision later, you're not making art to me. Art is making tough decisions. So when I'm running through live compressors and messing around with these things, I have to print it and commit to a decision that's going to dictate the rest of the process, which is how those records were made that we absolutely love. And we're going in now to do this record. We're never concerned. We've never changed our MO. We've always toured 10 months a year. We've never unhealthily compare ourselves to other people or bands. We just want to go in and record a better Portugal the Man record than the one we did last year. And we'll probably tour absolute psychopaths like we always do.
and that's another thing, because after you guys blew up with Feel It Still and everything, it's maybe should we take time back? Should we kick it back into third gear instead of fourth? Not Portugal the Man. You guys actually are doing more dates this year than ever before. It's ridiculous.
Too old to slow down. And I think all of us are, all of us have a pretty healthy work ethic. The Alaskan Northwest thing is we got to work or we'll die. So I think that carries through. It's no one wants to look back at this time and be man, I wish we would have worked a little bit harder.
I just thought of the perfect analogy. It's we're on mile 24 of a marathon. And at this point, you're running slower than you're even walking. But you just can't stop, or your legs will just...
You got to keep going. You just got to keep going.
We're literally running right now, slower than we could be walking, and we just can't stop. And it was just game over.
But that's awesome, though. That's good that you guys have the positive attitude about that too. I got to ask about Tokyo. You guys got to hang out with Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly, and there seem to be some misadventures overnight. Can we talk about them, or is it what happened in Tokyo stays in Tokyo?
Do you want the official story, or do you want do you want the cool guy story? You want the real story? What do you want? What do you want?
Can I get a mix of both?
Yeah, that's what we gave the world. Basically, we may or may not have partied with them all night. We may or may not have did a show with them. Basically, well, I don't know. How do you want to frame it? Give it to me.
We just saw them at the thing, and they were like, "Hey, Paul Rudd wants to meet you." And we were like, "Oh yeah, we totally want to meet him." And then he came over, and we were just totally sweaty and disgusting, and we just we just made that joke.
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit of framework for those of you that don't scrutinize our social media. We basically said that we partied all night with those two and tore the town up. which is a cool story, but that's the thing with the internet. If it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right?
100%. That's why I asked you guys.
Verified with sources.
Well, and this is really funny, but we had talked about this because when you think about the time we released our record, that was partly why the reason we scrapped Gloomin' and Doomin' and made a more relevant record. But it was such a weird time where it's like, if you post something, it's kind of like that because, not in this way, like we partake in like this thing, but we wanted to write global phenomenal hit, worldwide.
Global smash hit, yes.
On Feel It Still before we released it. And we actually had to get it checked through legal and stuff because they were like, whoa, well, we don't even know if this is. And then I just thought that whole thing was like super, super funny. And especially that it was like,
Completely ridiculous, though.
Completely ridiculous, you know.
Before we get going, we got to get you guys out here to Music Midtown to play your show.
Is that what we're doing?
I think so. I think you guys got a little show on today. Some people are excited. You guys tour all the time. What do you bring with you? Like, what's on your bus and your hotel rooms and your dressing room? What do you guys like to bring with you that makes it feel like home? Because, in your bunk and everything, you just want to close your eyes and everything, but you got to have something to make it feel normal, like you're back home. So what is that?
You know that bit from Almost Famous where she's like, "You are home." Like, this kind of is home. You got some nice drapery and some good lighting in here.
Hey, a pillow can be a very subtle.
A pillow?
Yeah, a pillow from home can really make a big difference.
Okay.
I bring my best friend Kyle.
Aw, look at that. You know what? I want to end the interview on that. We should end on a high note, right? We should end on that. Boys, Portugal the Man, you're the best. New album's probably going to be out next year. It's going to have more global phenomenons like Feel It Still, like everything they've done. Thank you, guys. You're the best. Portugal the Man, you're the best.
Thank you.
Here first.
Thanks, guys.